On Christmas Eve, inside the grand corporate hall glowing with golden lights and winter decor, a quiet janitor named Henry Calder walked alongside his excited 7-year-old daughter, Audrey. While the employees laughed, drank champagne, and admired the giant tree, Henry moved through the room nearly invisible, his gray work shirt worn, his hands still marked by years of hard labor. But behind the simplicity was a man once destined for concert stages, before life, injury, and tragedy tore everything away. Across the hall, CEO Ingred Whitmore, elegant and commanding in a crimson dress, oversaw the celebration with her usual icy confidence. She was a woman built on discipline, power, and walls so high that no one had scaled them in years. But beneath her strength lived a wound she never let heal, the memory of Leon Merritt, her first love, who died 16 Christmases ago. He had written her a song, Starlit Promise, a melody as soft as falling snow, and she believed only he ever knew it. When Audrey slipped near the dessert table and scraped her knee, Henry rushed to her, comforting her with the deep tenderness of a father who had carried too many burdens alone. But Flynn Baker, Ingrid's fiancé, cut through the moment with arrogance, belittling Henry and calling Audrey a distraction. Before Henry could react, Ingrid stepped between them, her voice sharp and cold as frost, demanding Flynn apologize. For the first time, Henry saw something startling in her eyes, not judgment, but a quiet understanding. Later that night, Audrey asked her father to play one song to help her sleep. Reluctantly, Henry sat at the grand piano. When the first notes floated into the hall, conversations froze. The melody was gentle, haunting, filled with a longing so deep it felt like a secret being whispered into the soul. Ingrid heard it from across the room, and her world stopped. It was Starlit Promise, Leon's song, the one that died with him. Yet here it was, alive, and being played by a janitor. Shaking, she approached Henry as the final note faded. "Where did you learn that?" she whispered. Henry looked at her with eyes full of fear, sorrow, and truth he had run from for years. Unable to face her questions, Henry disappeared with Audrey soon after the party. Days passed. Ingrid searched, dug through records, even contacted Leon's former mentor. And that was when she learned the truth. Leon never finished the song. Another student had completed it for him. A boy quiet, talented, overlooked, a boy no one remembered. When Ingrid finally found Henry alone in the lobby on a snowy night, the truth surfaced like a long-buried secret. Henry confessed. He was that student. He finished the song. And he wrote it out of love for her. Everything he'd hid in his crushed hand. The accident caused by her father's company, the talent he lost, the life he rebuilt came pouring out. And Ingrid realized he wasn't just a man playing a dead boy's melody. He was the man who had loved her in silence for 16 years. Their fragile moment shattered when her father and Flynn stormed into the lobby, hurling accusations and threats. But Ingrid stood her ground. She broke off the engagement, exposed her father's cruelty, and defended the man who had once given her the most beautiful gift of her life. In the months that followed, Henry slowly returned to music. Audrey began taking lessons with him. Ingrid rebuilt her company on compassion instead of fear. And the city learned the truth about the song that had healed 2 broken hearts. 1 year later, at the annual holiday concert, Henry played Starlit Promise again, this time adding a new ending. Not one of loss, but of hope. Ingrid watched from the wings, her heart full, her life changed, her future finally open. When the concert ended, she took Henry's scarred hand and whispered, "The melody you wrote saved me twice." And as Audrey tugged them toward the hot chocolate stand, Henry and Ingrid walked forward together, 2 souls healed by the same song, finally brave enough to start again.